Welcome back to How to Survive a Placement Year with me, Monica. For this next part, we'll be looking at what to expect once you begin your internship. So, during your placement year. Tip number 1, training is a must. A huge well done, you've got through your first day. Your first couple of months in any organisation is about learning how to do your role correctly and professionally, unlike these guys from the Office TV show.
Well, a good trick is to hum to the tune of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Do you know that song?
Yes, I do. I love that song. First I was afraid, I was petrified.
No, it's Staying Alive.
Yes.
For you, training could involve attending general onboarding sessions that cover topics such as health and safety, or safeguarding, or specific training where you're learning intricate processes. Don't be afraid to ask if you're feeling unsure. As a wise person once said, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Asking questions at this stage is encouraged because you are in a different environment and processes will be completely new to you. The training doesn't stop when you leave the classroom either. If you've been advised to read up on policies or access online training resources, then make sure you do this. Certain roles could mean that you have to undergo tests. Always make sure you ask how you will be assessed at the end of your official training so you can prepare. Tip number 2. Friends. You guessed it, making friends is so important whilst completing your internship, especially if you'll be away from your home for a while. There are 2 types of friend that I recommend. First, form a close friendship with someone who you can confide in and share personal experiences with, maybe even about your overall enjoyment of the internship. This could be another intern or someone from another department that you meet at a social, for example. Next, find a work buddy. This is usually someone from your team or department. You don't necessarily have to bond in the same way that you would with a close friend, but you have a connection and have the confidence to ask them questions or advice specifically about the job. They can also be someone to socialise with during lunches and breaks. Another level to this is networking, which involves developing professional contacts. Building long-term relationships is vital for career growth. Get to know people who you can assist and who can potentially help you in return. Tip number 3. Take the initiative. As an intern, you've got nothing to lose. Create your own experience that will be memorable and that you can look back on without any regrets. In this next video, we see Tom Hanks' character as a young intern in a big toy company who isn't afraid to ask questions, which encourages discussion and eventually results in a solution.
Couldn't it be like a robot that turns into something like a bug or something? Yeah, like a big prehistoric insect with maybe like giant claws that could pick up a car and crush it like that.
A prehistoric transformer?
Interesting.
Gentlemen,
So the robot turns into a bug.
gentlemen,
Listen to it. Just got a very good idea here. The robot turns into a bug.
This is a great idea.
Some water, different sizes and things, and we could do
ladybug.
You could have.
Employers encourage employees to tackle tough problems and to think outside the box in order to find solutions. Just make sure you work with your supervisors so you don't overstep your authority. Even if it's on a small scale, make change to the organisation and leave an impression on the people you meet. For example, suggest and complete your own intern project, ask the CEO to lunch, or complete an absurd fundraising challenge. Of course, only you'll know what is befitting within your organisation, company, or charity. You never know, if you become somewhat unforgettable, opportunity may come knocking in the future. It's important to note that this tip won't appeal to everyone, but you should try to push yourself at your own pace. Tip number 4. Look after yourself. Probably the most essential top tip, not just on placement but in life, is to take care of yourself, both mentally and physically. For some, being on placement is scary and nerve-wracking. From personal experience, I know that many questions will circulate around your mind, such as, do your colleagues like you? Does your manager think you're up to the job? Are you a valuable member of your team? If this is you, then cut yourself some slack. Although these thoughts are valid, remember you're new and inexperienced. But there's probably evidence to suggest that you're doing much better than you realise anyway. Likewise, it's okay to not be okay and to feel like you're struggling. Make sure you get support from your manager, mentors, colleagues, friends, or even a counselling service. Of course, emotions and feelings go hand in hand with physical health, so ensure that you have a balanced diet and stay fit. Tip number 5. Switch off from work. Now that you're not drowning in essays anymore, you have your evenings and weekends back. As a student, you realise how sacred this time is. Gone are the days when you had to put plans on hold because of impending deadlines. Moreover, the perks of having a job mean that you can officially book days off work and not feel guilty about it. You'll have a set number of days, so find out as soon as possible when these are. Holidays can be more frequent and at your own discretion. Find something to do in this newfound spare time and switch off from work. Take up a new hobby, game, or sport. Go and visit your family. And visit those friends who you've kept meaning to see at their university since first year. Lastly, stay in contact with your university pals. A year away provides an advantage as they might be able to offer guidance for you when you return concerning module choices and dissertations. Now's the time to make full use of your spare time because before you know it, you'll be back at university spending Saturdays and Sundays in the library. So, there we have it. Some great insight to remember whilst you're actually on your placement. The last instalment of this saga will be on some top tips regarding what to do after your internship. Make sure you give yourself some time to watch this. The process is by no means complete until you reflect and know how to move forward with your new experiences. See you soon.